Congress returned Tuesday after a 7-week recess with a full list of daunting to-dos, the most glaring preventing a government shutdown. But with Washington seemingly more polarized than ever, it's looking increasingly difficult. Lawmakers have about 3 weeks to flush out a spending deal before the fiscal year ends on September 30th. Here to walk us through Congress's full agenda is CBS Radio News congressional correspondent Steven Portnoy from Washington. So, Steve, walk us through this possible shutdown. How likely is a resolution?
Well, it's possible that there will be a resolution. We learned today that bipartisan talks are now underway between Republicans and Democrats in the Senate and at the White House on a short-term stopgap that would keep government agencies funded through December 9th. Currently, the fiscal year ends September 30th, the end of this month, giving lawmakers just 3.5 weeks to reach a deal.
Well, further complicating the budget debate is the standoff on how to fund the fight against Zika. What's the latest on that issue?
Well, leaders of both parties are hopeful that the Zika issue can be dealt with in these bipartisan talks that are now underway. Now, the bipartisan, cross-party finger-pointing has continued today, with Democrats blaming Republicans for getting this far without having actually passed something, and Republicans blame Democrats, saying that back in June and July, the House and Senate were willing to offer a $1.1 billion package of Zika funding. The Democrats held up. They blocked it just yesterday. They say, the Democrats do, that there is a provision in this legislation that would prevent this Zika money from going to Planned Parenthood clinics, particularly in Puerto Rico. And they say that this is a disease, a virus, that women who are pregnant or seeking to prevent becoming pregnant would go to Planned Parenthood for care. They say it's very important that Planned Parenthood have money to deal with this issue.
Stephen, what other issues is Congress likely to address ahead of year's end?
Well, defense spending is a major issue because by the end of each year, Congress must pass a defense authorization bill. And, actually, Donald Trump alluded to this today. He wants to bust what are known as the sequester caps, these previously agreed upon budget caps that have been in place now for a few years. He wants to increase that spending. Well, so do many congressional Republicans. The White House and congressional Democrats have held firm against that point. They say it's not fair to domestic agencies to only increase spending on the defense side of the budget and not similarly with domestic agencies. So the White House would threaten to veto any defense authorization bill that must pass by the end of the year if it does bust those sequester caps as congressional Republicans would like. Democrats intend to push issues like gun control, and we learned today from Senate Leader Harry Reid on the Democratic side that they'd like to put the pedal to the metal on Merrick Garland's nomination to the Supreme Court, which still is in play, even though it's been something close to 180 days since he was nominated. And Republicans intend to draw attention, of course, to Hillary Clinton's emails. A hearing tomorrow, and the House Oversight Committee will deal with that.
A long list of to-dos in Congress. All right, Steven Portnoy, thank you so much.